Welcome back to the GLAC Studio. I'm Gomati Sivasankaran. We are in class 11, possibly the final class of our Vijaya Lakshmi painting. Vijaya Lakshmi, as she sounds, she rings the bell of success. She is success, glory, victory, and she is one of the 8 forms of the Lakshmi avatars that are known for all the positive propensities of life. Lakshmi, the goddess Lakshmi, is just known for all these, um, positivities, and she particularly, uh, takes the mark for success. Yes, we have been working on this painting for a while now, going through layers 1, 2, 3, 4, and right now we are working on layer 5. That's a lot of depth and nuance, and you might be thinking, hey, it feels like I'm getting there, but I'm struggling here and there, which is fine because with nuances, it is also really hard to explain. And you might have seen that I'm also going back and forth with the colors and testing and doing things and such, because again, this is very subjective. What I might have said, oh, I like this, so that's exactly going to be it, might seem like, nay, no, that's not it. I'll do it differently because I don't think it is complete, or because I don't think it's perfect. And that is perfectly fine. And you should take this, I have mentioned this also many times, should take this forward. If you have the gut feeling that it's not done and I want to work a little more on it, you should go for it. But there is a balance. So this is exactly what I want to talk about, and you will see me struggling through it. I know in the next 1 hour it's going to be like that. That we make a hard stop. I am also, recording this as I speak, so I also try to make a hard stop and say that this is what I have learned from this experience. Certain corrections you see me making, that goes along the line. Whatever you are aware of at that moment, keep on improvising, keep on working on that. But sometimes you come to a stage where I don't know any further. I'm tired, or maybe I think I am done with it physically, but I don't know how to improve further. Maybe it's also a point to say that it's okay, I have learned from this experience, and leave it to rest. Sign off if you are okay with it, sign off, otherwise leave it to rest and take your time away from it. Sometimes that gives a perspective. And for me, this particular set of paintings have been a sense of growth, because I have been learning from 8 different paintings. So whatever I learned from the other, I try to incorporate here and so on, and that's how. If you have been looking into other videos also, you would have easily noticed that the first Lakshmi painting, the Adi Lakshmi painting, that is the first painting, versus this is the 6th painting. So I'm jumping in between all these paintings, that you see that there is some growth also if you have been looking into some of them. And one of the paintings where I really felt I made mistakes and I went back and forth in the camera apologizing as well, was one of the paintings that's called the Santana Lakshmi. And I feel the more I'm recording this for you, also I feel a little more conscious of why I'm doing what I'm doing, because as artists we also tend to do things just in the flair, um, and not thinking. And also, when I'm trying to explain it to you, I'm also learning a little more. So I'm really happy to do this, even though I struggle sometimes. Um, so these experiences you learn from, and I'm sure some of the things are still open items for me to learn and grow. Maybe I will not get to do it in today's class, in today's, in this moment, but that's what, growth is, that will start clicking when I start another painting, another experience. And then the learning from this experience will grow, feed into that. So that's how you see progress also. A lot of things that sit around me in terms of my paintings, I can clearly see how I've grown. There's one painting right in front of my eyes, you cannot see it, but that was early stage somewhere in 2020 that I had drawn. It was another thing altogether. I'm not going to show it to you right now. I had drawn lotus, and I had children, babies, seated in the lotus. They, in front of me right now, they look incomplete or not too accurate or needs a lot of improvement. But from there, I think this is a journey. And maybe, next year there will be another journey. Yes? So that's how we learn. Enough of the yarn. You are waiting eagerly to finish off the painting. I know that. So let's get on with the work. Let's make a list of things to be done. So we will have to work on her clothing, layer 5, and also the lotuses. The two tools of war and need to be worked on also. Once that is done, I want to do a little more corrections in terms of the hair coloring to her hair, because we haven't finished the hair as such. I wanted the some part of the hair to be falling here as well, which cannot be done unless we are finished with the clothing. So that's one. And then I think I put my finger here and here. I feel that there is some dirt and some adjustments. So I want to have this color also fixed a little bit here, tiny bit here. Corrections to the lotus flower is also there. When we get to that, I will touch base on that. With all that, brushes are going to be the same. I will stick to 0 brushes and brush numbers 1. Micro brushes, that's it. The colors, I'll need the purple and of course this blue. I'm getting better with a cough, so I'm going to cough less, I hope. So purple and blue, let's stick to some regular darkening colors like burnt umber, black. That is enough, I guess. Let's get on to the work now. I'll take some white as well. Keep it ready for the color mixing. Titanium white ready. My purple, it's called cobalt violet. I think that might have been the color that I would have used previously, or somewhat close to it. Yes, mostly, yeah. Got it. It looks like it isn't. I like this color, but also I said that I'm going to tweak it a little bit and make it lighter a little bit. So I'll keep this color. This is really a dark version. Play it around, lighten it up, because the logic was to lighten it up a little bit. Yes. And it's up to you what kind of colors you are using. Just continue with that. Try to have another translucent layer. I'm trying to mix crimson with this darker purple to get it in a lighter direction. Let's see that we succeed with it. This is very much the color. I want to lighten it up a little bit, so I'm using this purple mixed with crimson base, but I'm not adding any other medium to it. I'm just adding a little bit of oil. The logic is the same, that you check holding it upright to see whether it falls. And I want to see, yes, I love this. And I wanted to lighten it up a little bit, so I'm going to take in a little bit of titanium white to blend into this. Make it light. Even lighter, maybe. Yes. Even lighter. Okay. Because I just wanted it to be slightly lighter. It is totally overpowering, maybe, for my eyes. I don't know how you feel about it. I feel that it deserves to be lightened a little bit. So it is. Okay. Not too bad. I'm ready to go with this. I want to do the filling. Here, this is where I made the adjustments for the Okay, so now that I have a lighter shade, I'm just playing around a little bit and avoiding going near the jewelry places. We know that it's got the really strong shade of turquoise, so I want to be careful with it. All right, really getting there. I'll use a micro brush soon to go near the sections of the clothing and such. Fill these sections, and I'm using brush 1 round, so I'm just going quickly in sections that is easier to throw in the color. All right, I think the one that is lighter is good because it's bringing her up to the front. Okay. I notice a slight correction here because the body type she is, this shoulder bend is good. This one is a little too sharp. I want to adjust it also when we do this background, a slight adjustment here. So all these things I'm just keeping in mind. And if you have different corrections, you start making a note and see how you can play around with these. So that's about the basics of this color here. I think I'm going to go with a micro brush to further fill in things, going near the contours of the clothing and also of. So this is where I want some shadow and shades also happening. So I'm going to do that. But very quickly, the obvious areas where I should fill in, I'm doing that. And also near the thin sections in between those hands. So I'm just continuing the filling in portion. Okay, now I'm ready for some darker shades. So those two colors that we mixed without the titanium white is the darker shade, isn't it? So I'm gonna go for it. All right, it is, the pieces of it are falling on the hand, so it's disturbing that. Sometimes the paint, dries up. So I'm just taking care of the darker shades near the armpit and near this section here. Also just creating some kind of effect in this clothing, because it's just getting folded around this section. Yes, now I have those folds in the skirt. All these are very important contours. Once we have that, it's easier for us to shade further. Cool. Guess we took care of the basics here. Now I want to create shadow of the jewelry on the dress. How do we do that? We could play around again. I'm going to use the crimson and burnt umber combination. Remember that we did for the skin? That is very dark, deep. And you could also try black, it doesn't matter, to darken it, deepen it, but I think this should work. Let's test this. So where is the jewelry's shadow going to fall? What is the shape of the shadow? Where is it falling? I'm following the pattern that I've created here and creating the shadow. Also on the inner side, so deciding which side you want the shadow to show. A little bit of shadow here. That was the shadow of the I'm creating a little bit of the shadow what is already there. I'm just enhancing it also on the skin carefully, because this color what I used actually is good enough for the skin as well. So I just did that. I can use this to do the adjustments carefully here as well. Taken care of. Let's do the adjustment here on the hip, the shadow of the belt. Cool. Shadow of the hand. Bangle. The same way here. We say we are done with the clothing related shadows. Now we are ready to work on the hair again, because now we have the overall essence of the clothing done. Let us focus a little bit on the hair. Going back to the yellow ochre. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having some light strokes of yellow ochre here on the hair. And I wanted the hair also to start falling off a little bit on the shoulder here. It's a little bit of a challenge to draw all these tiny hair. I want to give that slight white glowy highlight, not too white. So wherever there is light falling through. Okay. Okay, again, some darker strokes. It's a combination of strokes, so you keep playing around with it until you feel, okay, I've got it. And I think she had a little lesser hair in the picture. I have chosen to give her a little more here. Another slight correction that I wanted to do was to the eye. I just wanted that angle to shift a tiny bit. It's a minor correction that I had thought of. I'm just going to do that. Yes. Then this, yellow ochre burnt umber shade will also go well. In her eye a little bit. Yes. Okay, I guess this is working okay now. And I'm going to take a little more of the yellow ochre shade to just follow through in this section where I've built some new extra hair. I guess it is fair enough. I'm going to move on to working on a few other sections. One thing that is to be done on the lighter side is adjustments to the background. Okay, and that needs, what was that color? It was a bit of this magenta with white, if I remember correctly, and having a lighter pink also. I'll have this ready. We'll test. Okay, I will need a zero brush again. Yeah. I guess I have the right color. And I wanted this color also to be used here in this section. Where I wanted this shoulder to be corrected. Good. And can continue with this color now to further fix this section where I had adjusted the hand. It should be, all these corrections, just make sure that it doesn't show up separately, blend them through any corrections that you make. And I think I put my hand here. That's a mess, so correcting that. Any other place? Okay, this one looks slightly different. I remember why, because I think again it was a correction somewhere down the lane. Fair enough. Okay, correction done. Ready for lotus flower? No, we'll do the black. We will do the black. That was a nice. I'm using ivory black. Not going to do much. I want to do the nice rope sort of a thing that she's got. And it has to come in her hand. It is. But here we want to show a little bit more of what she's got in her hand and then pull it through here. Done. Let's work on the sword. Sharp. Tonality. Tiny bit of white will give a shade here. Come through. I'm just giving one more, tinge of sharp darkness to this sword's, edge. All right, that is done. Moving on to the lotus flower. So the color is I think it was primary blue and white, if I remember correctly. Let's get on with that. And I need another brush. Taking brush 0, testing it. Okay, that's the color. So what I want to do is to take this primary blue with some oil, raw linseed oil, to go transparent with the shade first, and then I will work on building in the nuances. But before that, I want to make a correction to this lotus flower as well. I'm just pulling it up a little bit so you could see better. So you see that the cup is like this, and this is a common mistake I make every time I see this. It is just because that I have grown all my life painting, sitting really 90 degrees in front of the canvas, and it's a new thing that I have a camera 90 degree in front and I'm in the sideways. So I make this mistake and I notice it. Let's do the corrections. I hope you haven't done this. So this one has to go a little bit towards here. This angle is fine. If I have to correct here, then I have to start doing the correction here. And that should be the angle. Let's see. I'm going to fill in that space first to see what happens. And So it looks like a cup now, but at least not a cup that is falling down in some angle. So correction, major correction was that. And of course, we can start fixing the color overall. So I'm just going to go over the whole flower once with this nice blue color. And it's basically the oil that's getting pushed over nicely, smoothly. Some people would like to have a smooth lotus flower shape coming up. So if you are thinking of that, you could think of painting this over with a cotton swab, like a, earbud or even tissues, anything. Look at this. So I'm just using, this is a thin color any which ways, the primary blue that I have. I'm using a slightly, a bit more of this linseed oil as well. So what is happening here is this previous colors, all the shades from our previous layers are showing up through this transparent section of or layer that we are making. Look at this. If it looks good, why don't we leave it like that? That's also another thing to think of. But let's see. We will have to shade it a little bit, isn't it? I'm looking at if you're seeing me peeping behind, I'm just looking at a picture of the painting that I made. The original is with my client that had ordered. And in that painting, I had drawn a blue lotus. I'm just looking at the blue, if it fits in. because that picture was the one where we analyzed a lot about blue lotus and how rare a flower it is. I think it is available in Africa as well. But when we did the analysis, we found that it was it's a rare commodity. And that it was available in the Himalayas. Okay. We used ultramarine blue as well in this base. Huh? Halfway. I am using this smaller brush that's also slowing down a little bit, but I'm also getting to see if I have filled in uh, every single ounce of this part. So I'm okay with this speed. If you want to speed up, or if you have lesser corrections, and if you want to speed up, of course you can move on to a brush. And the brush sizes that I have suggested in many of my lessons, it's something that that I'm using. By now I think you would have also learned that depending upon how comfortable you are with certain things, you would have chosen some larger brushes also, or even tinier brushes also, versus what I did in the class. So by now I think you would have picked up your own style of brushing, using the brushes and using different types of brushes for different things, All right, so I'm just matching up this size here. Nearly there. As we come close to this finish line, few things that you might already know. You can always write to me if you have any questions, concerns, comments. Share that through email to support@thegladestudio.tk. Also remember that if you want some sessions with me where you are discussing what you have done and you have concerns that, see, the basic thing is that you have chosen your own references possibly, or maybe you have chosen to follow the references that I've given, and you're thinking, okay, I started with the reference, I wanted to deviate in some places, which was just natural, which we did as well. But if you're feeling that you're totally off from the references that you've chosen, or the references that I had used, or any of this, the picture, whatever you aim to do write to me. We will try to find some time for you to sit together and see if we can find our way out together. Use this as this experience to get all your concerns cleared. I'm also learning, so sometimes, when I get queries that I do not have answers for, it is also going to help me learn, okay, what's that, how do we build that in and such. So I would really appreciate some discussions on that. Please do feel free to share your comments and your questions with me. And whatever you have done today on all these classes, through these classes, you have not only learned the processes, done an oil painting, but you have really gone that extra mile to choose this picture, to choose to celebrate diversity, to choose equality, to choose sharing this message of togetherness. And that is an amazing step, and I will definitely applaud you and thank you for joining this. I would definitely wish you all the luck in your creative journey, and I would also want you to create more and more diversity paintings. This is just the beginning. I like the colors and I like the shading that is coming out. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to the smaller flower as well. I want a slight bit of angle or shading, not too much. So I'm going to take a little bit of ivory black and go with the familiar sections. We have done this before, just highlighting a bit more, keeping in view that I changed some directions here. So I just want the new lines to be clearly pronounced. Okay, the darker sections done. Let's do some light as well. Dark versus light game. We started off that in layer 3, and it always comes with us, isn't it? I'm going to take a little bit of this titanium white to start using it in the tips. Brushing that in ever so lightly. I'm going to do that for the tip of the small little flower here. Okay. I'm not taking too much of white because I like this color. I don't want too much of lightness, so I'm just throwing in whatever I have in the tip of my brush. Just a little bit. Very lightly pushing off the color, building up the color. We are nearly there, finishing it off. I'm looking at the picture now. The cup kind of fits in, the angle is fine. Okay. Let's make a stop at this. We are finishing off this painting. The last but not the least, yeah, you might be now thinking, you always say the last but not the least and then go on. Yeah, but the signature is what we need to do. I am not going to do the entire signature, but I'm going to show you where I sign. So you see that I have put in my left hand thumb impression here. That's exactly where my signature goes. And what I do is to take so I'll start by writing the letter G here with my micro brush, and that will be the starting point of my signature, and I will go on writing my full name and such, and I do that. That's how I sign the painting. So that's about signature. We are really at the end of this painting. I'm giving slight highlights with white now that I have some white with me, and blending that in. See, this is the challenge, that you do not know where to stop, and that is what we need to come through. Yeah, fine, fantastic. So thank you very much for following this painting through and trying to do this. Do share your picture of what you have done and how different it is and such. Hope you have enjoyed this journey together with me. As usual, yes, I would always wish you all the luck, happiness, success. We have the goddess of success with us. What more do we want? So bless you. God bless you. May God bless you. Keep fit, Stay healthy, stay happy, stay inspired, inspire others through your artwork. God bless you. Thank you. Bye bye.